This is my level 100 Necromancer without a single piece of gear. And I have to beat a tier 100 Nightmare Dungeon in 2 hours, only using items from the vendor and Codex of Power aspect, so the lowest of the low worlds. And if I don't manage to do this, I have to delete my level 100 Necromancers. Unfortunate. The rules are quite simple, but very brutal. I can only take items that I can buy here from the vendors. And whatever I'm missing at the end, I can get from the Purveyor of Curiosities, but I can't take any legendaries. So if I need to focus because you can't buy one, I can roll an 842 or an 858, and that would be my focus for this challenge now. No legendary items though, because legendary items or aspects can only be taken from the Codex of Powers. And here they're always going to be kind of low roll. Like this one with 50% multiplicative damage is usually 120%. The hardest thing to achieve will be the armor and also the resistances, because I got to get every resistance to 70 plus 70. And my armor up to 13,500 for tier 100 Nightmare Dungeon. Why 13,500? Well, that's the armor cap for tier 100 dungeons for the maximum physical damage reduction. There's also a video in the description that kind of breaks that down even further if you're interested. That means like everything we find in here, right? Wow, this is insane. I'm buying this. Yes, these are incredible. I'm buying them. It's good. Let's upgrade this. Okay, first item already out. Good life boost. Willpower. We have shadow resistance. Shadow resistance is important because we need to get our resis up. We'll probably sacrifice everything for resis, but we'll see about that. Skeleton mages go out for bonus vulnerable damage. We might actually sacrifice these for shadow damage over time, right? 15%. These going out for crit. That is damage reduction when fortified, damage reduction, and ultimate skill damage. Curse skills, lucky hit, ranks on all curse skills. I mean, this would be the gloom passive, but I guess we're going to do this one for now, because that's good damage reduction. We have already 1, 2, 3, 4 items. So we're missing 2 rings, an offhand, and these 3. And now we need to enchant already Juggernaut on a helmet. So this is the item. We take Juggernaut. At least 1,000 bonus armor. Blighted aspect. Should I key passive stacker? One comes to my amulet. That's good. Now I need to go to the Purveyor of Curiosities. We need to buy an offhand. Perfection. We need to buy a pair of... we need to buy 2 rings. 2 rings. We need to buy a pair of pans. We're not taking unique ones. Oh, God. Okay, stop it. A pair of boots. And a tunic. Here. Cool. Now that's our equipment, and I'll show you a full overview before we jump into the dungeon. But what build were we planning? And that is a shadow build. We got Reap and Enhanced Reap. We're not using this, and it's essentially Blight together with the 15% damage multiplier, because that's the free one we can just simply get. With Hued Flesh, then all the points in Blood Mist and Corpse Explosion as Corpse Explosion goes Blighted. Because Blighted Corpse Explosion is shadow damage, and we can stack shadow damage up really nice. Putting more points into Fueled by Death for the damage multiplier. And then we're using Iron Maiden and Decrepified together, because there's an aspect in the Codex of Powers that gives us 40% more damage if someone is cursed by Iron Maiden and Decrepify. Iffy build was good in the Abattoir of Zir, but this is essentially what we have as the most damage scaler. Now round that up with the corpse channels as vulnerable, every single shadow damage stack we can get with Gloom and Terror, and lastly sacrificing minions for standalone and Memento Mori bonuses. We don't play Bone Storm because we have nothing to go with this, and we get the Shadow Blight key passive for ultimate bonus damage. Paragon board was all about getting our defense up and a little bit of damage bonus, so we wanted to have all the maximum life, but also all the resistance nodes, so we don't have to sacrifice our minions for resistances, and we can use the bonus shadow damage multiplier. Here it's also very important to level up the exclamation glyph first until you're level 100, because that exclamation glyph gives us fortifying a lot of damage on our corpse skills, boosting our corpse explosion tremendously. Then in the Wither board, we can actually get bonus damage for just having intelligence. That's quite simple because we can weasel out a lot of intelligence in the Paragon board, and there's damage reduction from shadow affected, more shadow damage over time, damage versus elites, more shadow damage, and with the darkness glyph, you can get even more shadow damage and a little bit more damage reduction again to survive more. Then with the Bone Graft board, another huge life boost with even more elemental boost and the exploit glyph for multiplicative damage against vulnerable enemies. With a Flesh Eater node for the 40% multiplier, damage versus elites, even more resistance, and the Amplify glyph to get more damage versus cursed enemies and to make our magic nodes here a bit more efficient. Lastly, we're zooming down into the Send of Death board and we get the Territorial, which is not leveled up, so we're not even activating it. That's kind of sad, but we're getting a huge boost of bonus armor and then Send of Death for even more damage reduction, or in case we use up all the corpses for a bit more damage increase. And yes, this is a weird note on the side for 8% more life and a bit shadow resistance, but with this shadow resistance bonus and the shadow resistance in the Wither board, we don't have to take care of shadow resistance at all, and we can focus on the others to 70, 70, 70 everything out. Our robot is supporting us with Flesh of Adrenaline into Duration, Safeguard, and Tactical, with Arcing, Breaking, and Poison support, because the poison can jump like from enemies to enemies to enemies to enemies to go up into the gazillions, and therefore make it easier for us to process through the dungeon. Our final gear looked following: Juggernaut aspect on the helmet for the huge amount of bonus armor, and together with Disobedience on the lowest roll possible, we still managed to get up to 13.5k as we do damage. Torturous aspect to have our Iron Maiden be shadow damage and stun enemies. Weird, but it works. The gloves didn't have a single aspect until after the first tier 100 dungeon. We'll talk about that in a second. Wind Striker on the boots as our Blight can critical strike. Aspect of the Dam for the 40% multiplicative bonus damage when Iron Maiden and Decrepify are in the enemy. And then the Sacrificial aspect for the 15% higher sacrifice bonuses. Umbral aspect because we had it available to get a little bit more resource when we stun enemies, so that's kind of nice. Then Ash Master because that increases our corpse explosion damage when we have full resource by 10%. Not much, but you have it. And last but not least, on the Amulet, the Blighted aspect, which is 75% in total multiplicative bonus damage increase on everything when the Shadow Blight key passive stacks, and that stacks all the time. First time into a tier 100 was quite something. Monsters barely dying, but we were making progress and also finding quite some items. Decent amount of armor, but do we have the damage to deal with threats in tier 100 dungeons, Chan? You know, do we have the damage that we would need to get this killed yet? Our current issue is that we're like kind of forced to essentially corpse explosion manually for any damage we're doing, right? Oh yeah, we're winning, chat. We're winning. Easy clap. The best part is this weapon, right, would straight away high our damage tremendously. So you just found a new weapon in a tier 100 dungeon, correct? And putting this on over the wand, straight up like what, doubles, triples your damage? Nah, it's not like I'm overselling that, but you know what I mean, right? Ow, that was bad because we haven't had our thingies charged up. Yep. Slowly fighting our way through, just to show you like how much this is possible. Because I want you to lose the fear of tier 100 dungeons, guys. There's nothing like you can go in with the stupidest builds, with the shittiest gear, and as long as you look for the basic armor values and the basic resistance values, you should be good to go. The final room will be a challenge, though. I hate the bugs. Bugs are the most annoying thing. Okay, let's make some corpses here. Pull things together so we can do like some more damage over time. Shebang. Pull everything together again. Go in. Getting that thing destroyed might be the biggest challenge in this tier 100 dungeon. Oh yeah. Well, that's a rough one, honestly, from a thing standpoint. Okay, that was our try number one with the build, chat. We are even missing one aspect. Remember those items we talked about? They brought up a discussion. Am I now, since I earned them in a tier 100 dungeon with my absolute weird gear, allowed to take a better weapon? Any 925 coolness that I found, or if I even find a legendary item, can I get it? we asked the chat to essentially make the final decision, and it was said, yes, we can use this. We can upgrade our character with what we earn in a tier 100 because we actually kind of made it. And this gave us two interesting things. First, a new pair of gloves, and this one had an aspect. You have 18% increased critical strike chance against injured enemies, useless, but while you're healthy, you gain 40% increased crowd control duration, which makes our stuns stun longer. That's quite cute. But also our new boots introduce something incredible. You have a 20% increased crowd control duration, again, so more crowd control duration, right? But while enemies are unstoppable, you deal 40% increased damage. Unstoppable enemies get when they get stunned, 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 and stunned. And after getting stunned too many times, they're unstoppable for a bit. And then they take a lot more damage. With this in tow, I think we might have it. Ladies and gentlemen, who of you does actually have done a tier 100 already? Have you gotten one knocked out this season? Did you generally knock out tier 100 dungeons, or are you not getting that one done? Having to dodge monsters and the Stormbane's Wrath is definitely a combination of things that is definitely something. Oh no, why are you inviting me? What are you doing? I'm struggling intentionally. Leave me alone, I'm innocent. Oh, did I pick the one up with Shadow Resist? Wait a second. Did I pick the one up with Shadow Resist? Can't get past the 95. That's what we're going to be working on, sir. What do you think? It's a gear issue or a skill issue? Realistic question, looking for a realistic answer. I'm not ready. See, like right now I'm waiting for a corpse to be farmed and I didn't get a single corpse. Now there's one single corpse after this. So we're like just hoping for lucky hit to finally get us a corpse that we can pull together, do another pull together, and essentially avoid any damage taken like this, right? But if you're not getting the pull together, how are you going to avoid any damage taken? Avoid Stormbird. I mean, generally, you don't want to do any Nightmare Dungeon that's not... It's not beneficial to you, right? I mean, depending on your build, like if I play a full barrier defensive build, I don't mind any hazard. So all these hazards, they don't do anything to you because you just tank him, right? That being said, even the tankiest build kind of loses against Volcanic. Volcanic is like a bit of a side thingy because it does sometimes so much damage, unreasonable. You're just like, okay, so I'm like, you know, I have 40,000 HP going on, like fully bury it up. I get the damage reduction of the damage reductions. I should be able, like the Star Destroyer could fire on me and I would survive it from outer space, right? And then Volcanic just spawns under you and it's like, oh yeah, you dead, by the way. Like to make this better, I should hire my stun chance. And not my stun chance, my stun duration. Well, these chests are the freest loot. See, even if you can't do a tier 100 dungeon, you should just go into a tier 100 dungeon just to pick up these chests. Because they're just so much gold, but there's also always an item in there. So you're essentially getting like free items. Oh, we'll have to fight you, Chan. Like maybe we can skip this pack of mobs, but they're guarding the entrance. No skibbity scabbity. No skip the crypt. I'm not ready yet. No, you burned all my potions. You're not cool. Ah. me walk around this for a sec for Jiffy.
I'm not ready yet.
I'm gonna have you all pulled together in a hot minute. No, you're dying. You're dying. I'm winning this. I'm winning this battle. You just have to be not hit by anything. And then I win this. Hey, it should be easy. Just don't get hit, chat. Okay, for some reason you all didn't get pulled together, and I don't appreciate that. So just hit the pull together button, and you should have all been pulled together. This is like bad because you didn't. And that means I'm, means I'm not having my damage negation running. Oh, almost got me there. If you could stop summoning things, I would appreciate it greatly. I mean, at least you can like avoid her abilities good. By the way, if you notice, these guys are getting stunned a lot, right? That is because of the actual new aspect for freaking for Iron Maiden. Like the enemies are actually getting stunned from Iron Maiden. You ran past the butcher to get to the portal, and it pulled you all the way back. Yep. That sounds reasonable. Like, look, normal minions, easy clap, right? I guess also boss minions would be like, even elites would be easy clap if I didn't have to like live in my blood mist. The biggest regret we're having is not having the auto cast, right? The Ring of Sacrilegious Souls would like make such a difference right away in terms of being able to handle these situations. Because already your initial blood mist would at least provide you with base cover from like the enemy. I am not certain how you would want to attempt the final room. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. But I got this. I am better. This is bad. I am better. Because we're going to pull the dude that gets you all damage reduction together with all of you. And then we're going to just explode you all. He's still not dead. Dude, this dude is still not dead. I'm trying to corpse explosion you, but you keep moving around. It's not, it's like you're being uncool. Like here. Okay, da. We got it, chat. We got it. Now they're all dying. Finally. Well, we need to put like 24 corpse explosions below them. Carpet bomb. Carpet bomb. Good. Struggle bus. Weep. Oh, there. No. You dropped a potion. I need your potion. Please give me your potion. I heavily rely on them. This is what keeps me alive. Your potions.
I'm not ready yet.
By the way, you could also, from the Codex of Powers, make a Bone Spear Necro. And I'm not sure what would actually perform better, if the Shadow or the Bone Spear. The problem with the Bone Spear is that if you don't have items to essentially scale Bone Spears, Bone Spear is like very item dependent, like crit chance and so on. So if you're lacking that, I feel like Bone Spear would end up being like useless. Quotation mark. Whereas like Shadow can exist in a vacuum, even without anything going on, due to the way how Shadow damage essentially scales. That you easily, with a few corpse explosions, can quite get some damage together, despite not having like anything to really scale that damage higher.
I'm not ready yet.
Which other builds really struggle with. I mean, right now we have like nothing, right? Apart from the blighted aspect, but even the blighted aspect is only a 50. Ah, shit. Only the blighted aspect is only a 50% multiplier, right? In this case. What aspects on your boot? Currently Ghostwalker, because I don't have a different one. I mean, boot aspects or utility aspects are Nothing good in the Codex of Powers. This is definitely something that could be reworked. For example, the corpse explosion aspect that would make this build insane. That aspect is not in the Codex of Powers. Now, we could argue that the lowest version of that one, it would be so nice if it was in the Codex. But also it would be a very good aspect to be in the Codex, like an actual S tier aspect, right? And we do already have a bunch of the good ones at this point, but maybe that one would be too good. It would maybe, I mean, it would most likely be too good. Not sure why we're fighting these shitters here right now. Would avoid them for the love of it. I think the biggest thing getting used to right now is like having to actually corpse explosion again. But look how my cooldown reduction, how well, like no lucky hit items, nothing, right? And yet it is still working so good to have the actual amount of cooldown reduction you would need to live in the blood mist, right? Because that's the thing. You want to be able to live in blood mist against these pack of mobs that I would say like, okay, sure. I can be in the blood mist, you know, I can keep going through. I can not take damage. And that one is working.
I need more time.
That is going to be rough because I need to cut you guys short to get past you, to maybe get a heal. 2 heals, perfection. 2 heals as a backup. Because there's often like a big pack of mobs coming here, right? Yes, do you notice how you actually slow down the minions when they're trying to get to you? Easy slow down. You know, the actual moment where the slowdown of the Decrepify is not only vanity, it's actually a good thing to have.
I'm not ready yet.
You run Audacity to stun mobs. Is Audacity in the Codex of Powers? I mean, Audacity is definitely not a good aspect. But if you have nothing else to put on, like Audacity is one of these aspects, like while you're leveling and you have nothing else, you might as well play it over having nothing. Because that's like the thing. Like any aspect is better than no aspect, aka my gloves, for example. Which in this case actually is not true because I don't really have a single aspect that does anything for the build. Like, right? There's not a single one that does anything for the build right now. But there again, the any is better than none is not true because I literally have none. Well, that's oh no! What did I die to? I was winging it so much. Oh god! No! Don't you dare to spawn me into this. Absolutely undesirable, uncool, not amazing bullshit. I mean, seriously, spawning me into like 5 elites. Oh, that is just so not nice. One of the things that has always annoyed me tremendously about Blood Mist, that mobs track you inside of it. So with like other survival skills, right, you are untrackable. But Blood Mist is one of these things where mobs see you inside of the mist. And the coding allows them to hit you as you leave the mist. So you're essentially like, yes, you're safe using Blood Mist, right? But you're not safe because as soon as you leave, they can actually touch you. Spawn points and vaults are terrible. Well, I'm not really killing anything or everything. So the spawn points are obviously down to... Oh, that's bad. That's really bad right now. The spawn points are a bit down to this, that I'm like not killing everything. And I'm kind of like... yeah, ouch. And I'm trying to get past most of the things because that will make my life in the long run easier. to get past these things. Since I can virtually, like, if I try to kill everything, I'm more prone to risk death by unfortunateness than anything, right? Oh, no, no, I made a mistake. I made a mistake. Ooh! I was not allowed to just walk in there like that without any cooldown out. Need to look out for cooldowns, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we got 0 lives left. This has been the theme right now. So we almost get to the end room. We almost kill most. We get loot. So we're getting stronger, right? Gradually whittling down the competition to essentially get to the point where everything is possible. Get the deserted underpass.
I'm not ready.
Oh, no. Now, I wish I could just rush through these, but we actually need to kill this.
I need more time.
For the sake of killing, for the sake of having like an easier pass through the end part of the dungeon. This is, by the way, as far as we get last time as well, right?
I'm not ready yet.
The problem is there's like so many individual units doing individual unit damage that are just hurting us here right now.
I need more time.
We need to bypass all of you for a second. So I can get this one here, right?
I need more time.
If I could kill all of you, that would be appreciated. Yeah, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, apart from that guy behind me that almost killed me there. Okay, I just need to dash through these. Walk up past them, and I'm in the end room. I made it, ladies and gentlemen. We're in the end room now. This is the end game. Okay. I mean, our advantage is the blood mist with the traps, because we're essentially pulling things together here on the fire, and they're taking, I think actually they're taking damage from the traps, right? The monsters. Oh no!
I need more time.
We need them cursed. We need them cursed. Blood mist. Oh yeah, that's good. That's good. Like to see it. Okay, come on now, chat. We got this. Ooh. We need him. We need him down. He's our main culprit. Come on, some more potions. More potions. More energy. More footwork. More footwork. Oh no. Woo. There was chat. There was the more footwork that I was talking about. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Fast. Movement. Boom. If you're now still not sure what to look out armor-wise, resistance-wise in tier 100 dungeons, here's the video that breaks everything down to you in every single little whittle detail, and you'll beat your next tier 100 easy.